Afternoon, everyone, and I hope you're enjoying your day. And as I'm going to be going live across my Facebook pages today, which you can head on over there to Any Journeys Counselling, to my other Facebook page called A Debt Free Life. I also have a page called Coach Marianne Hanson, and then my personal page on Facebook. So usually on my Wednesdays when I go live, I'll also make some videos for my YouTube channel because I appreciate all of my subscribers, and thank you to everyone that leaves comments. I always answer every comment that people leave. And you can also make counselling inquiries and referrals via all of my platforms, so on Instagram, on my Facebook pages, and on here if you have a counselling inquiry. So although I talk about counselling topics a lot of the time, I do also feel that because I have my debt support page, and also because people who are in debt or struggling with money do also sometimes have issues connected with that in terms of stress, anxiety and worries. You may have seen some of my videos on here about a documentary called Killed by My Debt, and I've also made other videos related to the TV series Can't Pay Will Take It Away. So this topic today I'm going to talk about is 6 steps to a better financial future. Now, I usually get my information either through reading, and that's the first tip we're going to talk about. I read a lot of books on wealth. I've also struggled with my own personal debt, which I made a live video on my Facebook page called My Debt Story, so you can find that on there. But also I just feel that it's such a major issue affecting this world really. Without money, there are so many people that have just got used to having no money that it becomes like the norm, and we sort of kind of assume that just because someone's in poverty and they've been in poverty for many, many years, that they kind of are used to it and they wouldn't know what to do with money and that sort of thing. But my feeling is that without having access to money, because it's not just about to buy material things, that's what people always assume. It's actually having access to money for the basics. That is the thing that is quite crippling to a lot of people. If you can't even afford to buy food, if you can't even afford to buy things for your children, on special occasions, that is where it causes so much distress. It's not so that people can have money to buy the luxury things, because I'd say that luxuries are always deemed as things you have to earn or work for, but basics are things that we all need. So the first step, as I've mentioned, is to read books on wealth and finance. There are so many books out there, and I'd also say that if you're not someone that likes to read books, there's audio books that you can listen to on YouTube. There's you can go on Facebook, and you can go literally over the last probably 4 or 5 years, there are so many resources out there that help people understand money more, manage money. There are budgeting tips. There are just so much information that there's no excuse really. Any area of your life I would say that you're struggling with, the first step should be to read about it, learn about it, understand what it is that's holding you back from having more finances in your life, and also just having a more secure future really. So it all starts with learning. I'm not an expert on finances or money, but I've learnt so much over the last 2 or 3 years that I'm just in a better place with my life and a better place with my finances. I probably would still have been borrowing money, using credit cards, getting into debt, and not really understanding the background to it. Now I'm in such a position in my life where I just don't believe in borrowing. I don't have credit cards, and I just have a different mindset towards money. I don't what's the word called? I don't worship money, but at the same time I appreciate the freedom that money can give, the choices that you can get from money. So it starts with reading. The second step on here is to get rid of all of your debts. It doesn't matter how much books you read or how much you're earning and this sort of thing. If you don't tackle the root issue, which is debts, as long as you've got debts in your life, then there always going to be something that's going to be a burden to you. So there are people that are earning massive amounts of income, but all they're accumulating is assets and no liabilities. Assets are a good thing. So if someone has got 5 cars and all of those cars are on finance, and then they've got a mortgage, so they've got to pay that as well, then they've got their children in private school, then they've got, so you would look at that sort of, in this society, we would look at that as being what we want to achieve, or we would look at that person as being wealthy or rich, when in reality, that person is probably using all of their salary each month is going towards all of those liabilities. But then if you ask them to get their hands on like a lump sum of money, a lot of people can't do that because they haven't got savings, or because that all of their liabilities are draining them. You know, all it takes is for one thing to go wrong with your car or your house, and then, or you know, maybe your private school, if your children are at private school, you lose your job and you still got to pay the fees for that term. So really, what people need to look at is all your I-class debts and also liabilities. You want to, that wasn't on this list, but I'm going to add it to it. Decrease your liabilities. Get rid of some of them, but also at the same time start working on each debt at a time, getting rid of your debts. The third step is to save money and invest money at the same time. So someone I was listening to yesterday, I can't remember who it was, said that it's no point just saving money and having money in a bank or an ISA or whatever it is and not letting it work for you. The whole point to saving money sometimes is so that you can invest part of it. Investing money means you will then increase the amount of income coming in, so you can then save part of that. But it's always a good opportunity to, or good idea to look at the opportunities out there for investing. I'm not someone who knows enough about investing to do it, but I've always considered one of these days I want to get shares, maybe in I don't know, Amazon. I order so much from Amazon, and that would be a good organisation for me to like have shares in. I even considered, when the post office in the UK was going private, I wanted to look at getting shares in that or other things. So it's an option for me that I'm going to do something like that in the future. Number 4 is get your spending and your money under control. I could do a whole video on this. I've made videos. The Compound Effect is a fantastic book that actually breaks it down for you in terms of taking little steps, tracking your money, tracking where you spend your money, budgeting. Other little tips are things like, instead of bringing your debit card everywhere you go, walk with cash, the exact amount of cash you need. People are fearful of doing that because they say, well, what if I need more to spend? Well, that's the point. If you're on a night out and you take £50 or £100, that is your budget. So that's down to you to say that I'm not going to be able to buy rounds for everyone. I'm not going to be able to order bottles of champagne. This is my budget for tonight. It doesn't mean every single time you go out you have to have that strict budget. But the more you do it, the more your brain will get used to it. So that's all about getting your spending under control. Number 5 is to start a profitable side business. So if you notice I use the term profitable, having a side business is fantastic. I've obviously been running my business for a good 3 years now. Partly it's been self-employed, where I've just been completely self-employed. Other times I've been running my business alongside a full-time job or a part-time job. I've just always had different forms of income coming in. If you build up a profitable business, it means that you're going to be in a position where you don't have to be reliant on your main job to create security for you. Financial freedom will be there because you're building up your business to the point where it's profitable, and one day you'll either be able to sell it on for a good amount, or it will still continue to, you can pass it down to people in the family, or you can just continue to run the business at some sort of level and still it will be giving you profit. So the key is, you don't want to run a business where you are putting so much money into it but you're not getting anything out. The thing people have to understand is, a business is going to take time to get a profit. You know, I'm in year 3 and I'm only just starting to get a profit this year, but for 2 years I was running first year I was running at a loss. Second year I was breaking even, but that meant a lot of doing things like, you know, videos, doing marketing. What else was I doing? Lots of getting referrals, putting myself out there. It took a lot for me to get to year 3, and now I'm running a profit, but I'm not running a big profit. I still don't give myself a salary. A lot of it goes into the business, and occasionally I'll tap into that business account, but most of the time, no, it's been spent to regenerate the business. So number 6 is to create a solid financial plan. So with anything, whether it's relationships, money, or anything, if you don't have a goal and you don't have a plan or a direction or a vision, it's just pointless, because you're just kind of spending, you're just kind of rolling along and doing what you need to do. In my life, I tend to do 2-year goals, then I do 5-year goals, and I stick to them. And anytime I've stuck to them, they've come true. I've managed to like create the vision, then I've managed to put it in writing, take the action, and then it happens. It's not hard, really. I think people think they can't achieve things, but I think it's because there's not enough planning that goes into it. If you know what you want, whether it's a certain car, whether it's a certain house, whether it's to get married, there are steps to it, but there's nothing that's impossible. It can be achieved. My birthday is coming up this month. I'm so excited. And I've got a goal that I want to achieve by next year. So I've got plans. Short-term goals is that by my birthday, I want to achieve certain things. Then in a year's time, I want to achieve certain things. And then in 2 years' time, it's simple, really. So if you have a solid financial plan, it should include how much you want to earn in your bank account, what are the methods and the means that you're going to do it, what are some of your side hustles that you're going to set up, and things like that, really. But yeah, they're the 6. So it's reading wealth books, getting rid of all of your debts and some of your liabilities, saving your money and also investing some of that money, getting your spending under control, starting a profitable side business, and creating a solid financial plan for the future. So let me know what you think, guys. As usual, I really welcome all the comments. Just let me know if some of these steps seem doable for you. Would you add anything to it as well? And please just leave your comments below, as I've said, and share this if you think someone else will find it of use. So as I've said, I'll be over on my Facebook pages this afternoon, where you can head on over there. You'll probably catch the replay by the time you see this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.